Bienvenidos and welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we're coming in with a classic Spanish recipe, this time from the beautiful province of Cádiz, famously known for their sunny beaches, but most importantly, for being one of the oldest provinces in all of Western Europe. We're talking Spanish chickpeas and chard. This is known as Garbanzos con Acelgas. And let me tell you, this dish has layer upon layer of so many amazing flavors. It's made with simple and humble ingredients, and the best part is all done in about 40 minutes. Folks, serve this dish as a side, next to some pan-grilled fish, or even as a main course, as it certainly has enough protein. Either way, it's the kind of food that with each bite, it's gonna fill you with so much goodness. This video is sponsored by Tienda.com. The Tienda is an online superstore focusing on selling all things Spain for your home and kitchen, and they've been around since 1996. And like I always tell you, they have the biggest selection of artisan Spanish ingredients like queso manchego, the famous jamón serrano and jamón ibérico, Marcona almonds, olives, the beautiful canned seafood from Spain, and all the basic pantry staples you need, such as jarred chickpeas, which we're going to use in today's recipe, among so many other great ingredients. And let me tell you, when it comes to cookware, they have an amazing selection of authentic Spanish paella pans that range in size from 2 servings all the way up to 50 servings, and they even offer classic grilling systems that way you can always perfectly cook your paella. Folks, visit Tienda.com, let them know Albert from Spain on a Fork sent you there. Make sure you use coupon code on a fork during checkout for 10% off your order. Alright, let's just dive right into this. I'm going to heat a fry pan with a medium heat and add in a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, which is 60 milliliters. Important to use the good stuff here, is this is what truly makes the difference. Link where you get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. While the oil is heating, I'm going to cut 2 slices from a baguette, each one being 1 inch thick, which is 2.5 centimeters. Then we'll add the slices of baguette into the hot fry pan, and we're going to fry them for 2 minutes per side or until they're lightly golden fried. In the meantime, let's get the rest of the ingredients ready. I'm going to start by finely chopping 1 medium-sized onion. I'm using a typical yellow onion, but you can also use red onions, white onions, or even a sweet one if you like. We'll also roughly chop 6 cloves of garlic and roughly chop 2 medium-sized tomatoes. We'll move back to the slices of baguette. Once they're lightly golden fried, we'll remove them from the pan and set them aside. Now, using the same pan with the same heat, we'll add in the chopped onion and garlic. And we'll mix the ingredients around continuously. That way they don't brown too quickly and it all evenly sautés. After 3 to 4 minutes and the onions are slightly translucent, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, which is 15 milliliters. You can also use rice wine vinegar here, or even apple cider vinegar. We'll also add in 1 teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 2.5 grams, and half a teaspoon of ground cumin, which is 1.5 grams. And we'll give it a quick mix. Like I've told you in the past, by adding in the vinegar with the spices right now, and lightly sauteing the ingredients, it's going to make them nice and fragrant. Then we'll add in the chopped tomatoes and season with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we're going to continue to mix this and go for a few minutes on the tomatoes. After sauteing the tomatoes between 3 to 4 minutes and they're lightly sauteed, we'll turn off the heat. While the veggies in the pan are cooling, let's get our final ingredients ready. I'm going to drain 1 jar of cooked chickpeas into a fine sieve. This is the same thing as the canned ones. And rinse the chickpeas under some water. The size of the jar that I'm using is 25 ounces, which is about 700 grams. Leave where you get the super soft Spanish chickpeas I'm using in the description box below. And we'll also grab 300 grams of chard. This is also known as Swiss chard. This is about 10 ounces. And roughly chop it. For this recipe, I'm using fresh bagged chard. As you know, I love this stuff because it's pre-clean and affordable. Of course, you can also use the regular stuff. Just make sure to thoroughly clean it beforehand. Once the veggies in the fry pan are cool enough to handle, we'll transfer them into a tall plastic cylinder, along with the slices of fried baguette and a 1/4 cup of water, which is 60 milliliters. And using a hand blender, we'll blend it all together until we end up with a puree. You can also use a food processor here, or even a stand-up blender. For the final step, let's start putting our dish together. I'm going to add the rinsed chickpeas into a stock pot, along with 2 cups of water, which is 480 milliliters. Season with sea salt, and add in 1 bay leaf. And then we'll turn it up to a high heat and give it a gentle mix. Once it comes to a boil, we'll add in our puree and the chopped chard. And we'll give it a mix until it's well mixed together. And then we'll place the lid on the stock pot and lower the fire to a low heat. And we're going to simmer this for about 10 minutes. That way that chard can wilt and the flavors can develop. After simmering this for about 10 minutes and that chard is nice and wilted, this is ready to go. I'm going to remove the stock pot from the heat and transfer some of the mixture into a shallow bowl. And check it out, folks, our Spanish chickpeas and chard is done. Easy to make, beautiful presentation, and all done in about 40 minutes using the simplest ingredients. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, garbanzos con acelgas, a recipe from the beautiful province of Cádiz. Here we go. This right here is truly what honest home cooking is all about. As we got some simple and humble ingredients, we got so many flavors out of this. The chickpeas absorbed everything in the pan. That thickener of the puree giving it that lift of goodness. And of course the chard taking this to the next level. Easy to make, heart healthy, such an exciting dish. Give it a try at home, once again as a side or even as a main course. Either it's the kind of food that with each bite is gonna knock it out of the ballpark. Really quickly before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Krista Rakic, Robert Manahan, and Grace Suarez. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. Enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.